Hello and welcome to SupplyWise, the what and why for residential, commercial, and industrial building supply. I'm your host, Andrew Stevens of MountainlandSupply, and today we are talking about the ACO Stormbrixx system of water retention. Joining me to explain what this is and why you should think about it for your home, business, or community is Quinn Brown, the sales manager for the geosynthetic division at Mountainland Supply Company. How are you, Quinn?
I'm doing fantastic. Glad to be here.
All right, we're glad to have you. So this Stormbrixx system is a water retention system. It's designed to absorb excess water and redistribute it to avoid erosion and flooding, correct?
Correct, or meant to treat any sort of stormwater runoff on your site and essentially retain it or detain it in a subsurface manner.
Mm-hmm. So all new projects and everything are required to have some sort of cap on the water table.
Yeah,
correct?
Absolutely. So the federal government and state governments are mandating here coming into 2019 that a property owner is going to be responsible for 90% of their stormwater runoff.
Okay. So with that being the case, what makes Stormbrixx unique to other water retention systems?
Well, Stormbrixx is unique in the fact that it's a modular system that cross bonds together to create a giant vault. So imagine you're playing with adult Legos, mm-hmm. right? They have a void capacity of 95%. So they are in and of themselves the void. There's no rock that has to be used within the system. So when you're comparing it to other traditional stormwater retention and detention systems, you're able to reduce your excavation along with reducing or cutting out the overall rock that's required for the project. So it comes in at a great cost savings as well.
Oh, great. So does this retain more water than you said it is the void itself?
Yes.
So it can retain even more water. And then
in a smaller footprint.
Yeah. And then talk to me about the release system. How Stormbrixx differs from other systems in that regard.
Really, it comes down to two different ways you can do it. You can either retain it or detain it, meaning that you can either put it in the system and allow it to percolate back down into your groundwater system or your aquifer, or you can retain it where you wrap it in a impermeable liner like a PVC membrane or HDPE membrane, and it sits there and slowly discharges into your stormwater system so it doesn't overwhelm it in the first flush.
Okay. And which does Stormbrixx employ?
Both
of them?
Yeah, it just depends on what you want to wrap it with, whether you want to wrap it with a geosynthetic so it can filter back out, or whether you want it to be impermeable and you wrap it in a liner.
Great. What does all this mean for a homeowner or a business owner or a public works department? What are the kind of benefits for somebody like that who's looking for Stormbrixx as opposed to something else?
Really, it comes to evolution. So traditionally, people would deal with stormwater on site by putting in a pond or a detention pond. And you roll up to a Chili's off to the side, you'll see a big divot in the ground. That's meant for your stormwater to fill up and slowly discharge back in.
Okay.
Well, as we all know, property values have risen exponentially. So the most cost-effective way is to put it underground, to put it underneath your parking lot. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of other systems out there that have been doing it for years, but they require a very large footprint because they require a great deal amount of stone also to make that up. Okay. The Stormbrixx are unique where they're modular, meaning that they'll all come together and create a small vault, and it's just the system itself that maintains the water or retains the water as opposed to needing rock or other products to make up that difference.
Great. So what I like about this is it feels like you can get peace of mind with this system.
Oh, absolutely.
You put it under your parking lot or under some other cement structure, and you can kind of set it and forget it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and the cool thing about it is it's accessible. Right. Mm-hmm. It's the only modular system on the market that you can actually get down into with jets, with cameras. You can pump them out. Where it's based on columns, so there's space in between each of it, so you can actually get tools to get in there and work the system if they do get filled up with sediment or if there is sedimentation issues.
Great. So and that there's versatility involved in it, so it kind of comes down to whatever it is you need.
For sure.
So if you need to get in there and see what's going on, you can get in there as opposed to takes out a lot of the guesswork.
Well, and you said versatility. One of the things that's great about it is we could use it on, say, like a big box store parking lot, mm-hmm. or let's say you're a homeowner whose yard has a drainage issue and you're sitting on top of clay and it just doesn't drain, and when your neighbor runs your sprinklers and you run your sprinklers, you get a little ponding in the back. You can bury these in the back of your yard. They'll fill up with water and treat that problem.
Great. And if there is a big storm that comes around, your basement's totally safe.
Yep.
All your
Yep.
keepsakes,
Yeah.
all your grandma's quilt,
Yeah.
not going anywhere.
Yeah, we have people who've done the equivalent of a French drain with the product around the perimeter of their basement if they have a walkout basement, especially that's underground. And it's just a great way to also deal with runoff so it's not all flushing down. So when your ground gets saturated, there's a spot for it to go.
And your basement tenants don't have to worry about
Yeah.
wet socks when they're coming home, right? Or your kids aren't splashing water all over your barbecue or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, thanks for joining us today, Quinn. We just wanted to have a quick conversation about the Stormbrixx system. So you can find that at MountainlandSupply.com and also ACO Stormbrixx, which is ACOStormbrixx.us. So yeah, it's spelled STORMBRIXX. You can also find further episodes of SupplyWise on iTunes at mountainlandsupply.com/SupplyWise or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Join us here weekly to learn all about the products that will make you SupplyWise.